知道，你别动，先别动，先别动，先别动，先别动。哦，这车等翻了，要翻要翻，我
旁边这个车它就翻掉了。
The typhoon blew and tore the nets, causing the crabs to escape. This has really worried the farmers. In September 2024, the extremely powerful Typhoon Yagi swept across Hainan Province in China, causing significant destruction. Recently, Shanghai and Jiangsu Province were hit by another severe typhoon, Bebinca, which is said to be the strongest typhoon in China in the past 75 years. In China, where shoddy construction is prevalent, the consequences of the typhoon have been beyond people's imagination. Around 7:30 a.m. on September 16th, the strong typhoon Bebinca made landfall in Shanghai, resulting in the cancellation of over 1,400 flights and hundreds of train services. The highways within Shanghai were temporarily closed. Millions of residents in Shanghai and the eastern coastal region stayed indoors. The day before the typhoon arrived on September 15th, the sky over Shanghai changed from pink to a blood-red color. Netizens in Shanghai have expressed that it felt like the end of the world was approaching. On September 15th, as Typhoon Bebinca was already nearing Shanghai, people were deeply concerned about the coming disaster. By 5 p.m. on September 15th, the typhoon was located in the sea to the southeast of Shanghai, and its front was already making its power felt in Shanghai. Before the hurricane arrived, Shanghai had already entered a state of emergency. Some residents stocked up on large quantities of food, bottled water, and flashlights to prepare for potential water and power outages. Meanwhile, some factories arranged for their workers to take shelter inside the factory buildings. The typhoon has hit Shanghai. On September 16th, after the typhoon hit, the 1,000-ton damper installed on the 125th floor of the Shanghai Tower began to sway. The damper in the Shanghai Tower is the largest and heaviest in the world, weighing 1,000 tons. It can significantly reduce the building's swaying during a typhoon. On September 16th, some netizens commented, "Typhoon Bebinca is so fierce, it even toppled the famous sculpture at Fudan University in Shanghai." It's coming, it's coming. Oh, the wind is really strong. Marriage is one of the 4 great joys in life, but having a wedding on the day of a typhoon is quite distressing for the bride and groom. This video shows the groom struggling to carry the bride into the car amidst the strong winds. A food delivery driver struggles to lift his electric bike but is blown away along with the bike by the fierce wind. Someone riding a small tricycle is also knocked down by the powerful gusts. On the Shanghai Yangtze River Bridge, a truck was nearly blown over as it swayed in the gusty winds. I know, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move. The truck is tipping over, it's going to flip, it's going to flip. If there wasn't a car beside it, it would have flipped over completely. The car next to it is holding it up. According to Chinese media reports, as of 12:30 p.m. Beijing time on the 16th, more than 10,000 trees in Shanghai had fallen or broken. Approximately 800 acres of farmland were flooded. Due to the impact of the typhoon, around 400,000 people were evacuated from Shanghai. Tourist attractions like Shanghai Disneyland were temporarily closed, public transportation was suspended, and some high-speed rail services were halted. By noon on September 16th, Typhoon Bebinca had moved from Shanghai to Jiangsu Province. In Wuxi, Jiangsu Province, 19 stations reported wind gusts of 11 or above. Look, many large trees were knocked down by the typhoon. A grandpa got up to check the roller shutter door and was met with a frightening scene. After Typhoon Bebinca made landfall in Jiangsu Province, cities like Wuxi and Suzhou were all affected by the storm. A large truck swayed violently in the strong winds, with the driver struggling to hold onto a rope on the side of the truck. Despite his efforts, the truck was eventually toppled by the typhoon. Boss, there's no other way. The situation doesn't look good. It's not just the wind. The typhoon has brought down power lines, causing fires on the ground. Several billboards and metal sheets have also been blown off. In front of a factory, many workers are struggling to hold down the rolling door in the strong wind. An air conditioning unit of a household has been blown away. This big tree has been completely uprooted by the wind. As mentioned earlier, shoddy construction is quite common in China. What happens to these shoddy buildings in the face of a powerful typhoon? Look, the typhoon tore off a large section of the exterior wall from a high-rise building in Shanghai. The falling wall nearly hit pedestrians. The door of this residential house in Shanghai was blown away by the typhoon. Parts, possibly from a solar panel, were blown off the roof of a residential building in Jiangsu Province. This video shows a typhoon blowing away the kitchen roof of a balcony in a residential home in Jiangsu Province, leaving the kitchen items scattered all over the place. What is this? Oh, windows from a high-rise building are being blown off and falling to the ground due to the strong wind. During the Mid-Autumn Festival, it's the prime season for crabs to grow plump and hit the market, and many crab farmers hope for a good harvest. However, on September 16th, as Typhoon Bebinca passed through Yangcheng Lake in Jiangsu Province, the wind speed reached no less than level 10. The protective nets around the crabs were blown down by the typhoon, causing the crabs to escape en masse, resulting in significant losses for the local crab farming industry. On September 16, 2024, a crab farmer in Suzhou, Jiangsu Province, posted a video expressing their concern about having to evacuate the area while worrying about potential losses to their crabs. The typhoon center has reached us and it's expected to reach level 12 to 13. The town leaders have said that no one should stay here, but I'm still worried about my crabs and shrimp. There's nothing I can do. Human safety is more important. All crabs in Yangcheng Lake are farmed within enclosures. After the typhoon, the enclosures were blown away, and the crabs fled. Many farmers posted videos lamenting their losses. One person said, "How will the farmers of Yangcheng Lake survive now?" The typhoon blew and tore the nets apart, and the crabs all escaped, leaving the farmers in deep worry. Mr. Su, a crab farmer from Yangcheng Lake, told Chinese media that Typhoon Bebinca had a significant impact on crab farmers in the region. He said he has been farming hairy crabs for many years and has never encountered such a severe natural disaster. Some Chinese netizens focused on a unique aspect. One netizen went over the Great Firewall to a Chinese website overseas and wrote under related news. According to news reports, Typhoon Bebinca is the strongest typhoon in China in 75 years. I was curious and looked it up. It turns out that the last super typhoon was in July 1949, just before the Chinese nationalist leader Chiang Kai-shek withdrew from mainland China and arrived in Taiwan. Since the Chinese Communist Party initiated a civil war during which the typhoon hit, the disaster has been neglected. Now it's September 2024. Could it be that this time it's another change of regime?